Hello, my name is John Sondogger. I'm the director in the United States for a ministry called Bibel-Mission. However, I'm here in Germany now at the international headquarters. And for your information, Bibel-Mission is a ministry that has been operating in the former Soviet Union and Central Asia for over 30 years. For the past 15 years, we have been involved in Turkey. And of course, everybody knows what's going on in Turkey with the news, seeing the devastation of the catastrophic earthquake that has leveled cities and towns and caused probably 40,000 lives lost. Bibel-Mission has sent one of its representatives there only 3 days after the earthquake happened. And that's Gerhard Friesen, who is with me today. He's responsible for Turkey. And Gerhard, I'm going to ask you the first question. Why in the world would you go to Turkey 3 days after the whole thing happened, and transportation-wise, etc.? I'm assuming, and I say this very seriously, must have been a calling of God.
When the earthquake happened, we were immediately in contact with our brothers and sisters. We are ministering with them for the last 15 years in the southeast part of Turkey. And being in that kind of situation with our brothers and sisters is just a natural cause, helping them, being with them, crying with them, praying with them. So as a leadership team in Bibel-Mission, we decided that I have to go to be with the brothers and sisters and to help them to organize the aid programs and to respond to the crisis right now. It was of course difficult to get an airplane ticket, because everything was sold out. So it was some kind of a creative way to get into Turkey and to the earthquake area. But what I experienced was alarming me. When I jumped into the airplane in Frankfurt and I walked to my seat, I saw people crying, having tears in their eyes. At the airport in Turkey, people are sitting different places. Some are crying. It's an atmosphere of sorrow, of suffer in Turkey right now. Depression. Yeah. This is how Turkey is right now. It's an unusual situation in Turkey. Of course, so many people died, a lot of relatives, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, cousins died, lost, and a lot of Turkish family are right now in sorrow, in pain.
Since we've had a presence in Turkey for those 15 years, how is Bibel-Mission able to respond to a crisis like this? You were there shortly thereafter, bringing together the resources. Tell us about how Bibel-Mission was able to bring together resources and what the situation is now.
Yeah. As Bibel-Mission, we always work with, for, and through the churches.
And only through churches.
Only. And this is the principle we stick to even in Turkey, even in this situation. Our task as Bibel-Mission is to bring aid, supplies, to bring resources to the local churches so that they can minister to the people around them. And this is what we did. We organized aid supplies for the churches and brought it into the central storages, 3 of them. And from there on, the Turkish brothers and sisters took it to the earthquake area to help people and to respond to the need people have. And when we were on the phone call with our brothers and sisters, we asked them, what do you need right now? And they said 2 things. We need to create a warm place and we need to give them food. A warm place, a tent with a stove so that people can come in and having it like it's warm, blankets, clothes. A lot of people jumped out of their houses, rescued their life just as they were at night.
Maybe in pajamas.
Yeah, and so to bring them clothes. And then food. It's like basic things like tea. They call it chai in Turkey. To have tea and then to have soup, to have some kind of a warm meal to prepare for people. This is what we prepared right now, shipped it immediately to the churches, and they started to work with it.
How were you able to get those supplies into Turkey? That's an interesting relationship that we had prior to this, which I know about.
Yeah.
Please tell the people.
So we buy all the supplies in Turkey, in the west part of Turkey, and then we drive it over to the earthquake area. We have a Turkish friend that helped us a lot last year with the Ukrainian crisis. So we brought from Turkey aid supplies to Ukraine and Moldova. And the same contact when the earthquake happened, we called him and said, of course, I can help you, I'm in. So we gave him a list what we need. He organized stuff, brought it over. I was myself in Turkey buying some other additional supplies. And so together with our churches and these friends, we could provide the supplies for our brothers and sisters.
I'm struck by the fact that God is way ahead of us. He was able to provide those things, provide you. I have to tell the audience that you and I were in Florida last weekend, and we were at a wonderful church that's been supporters of Bible-Mission, and they made a very generous donation to Bible-Mission for Turkey. Tell us what that money is being used for and how we will now be able to use that facility.
The donation was for a construction of a church building, Hope Center, Ministry Center in Antakya. Antakya is one of the cities that was damaged heavily by the earthquake. 90% of the city broke down, collapsed. There is no water, there is no electricity in the city right now. The houses are damaged. I was myself in Antakya the day before, and I saw it with my own eyes. But praise God, the construction is fine.
The building is safe?
Building is safe. I mean, it's not finished. It's still under construction, but it's safe. And this is like a miracle that the building is safe. We want to finish it as quick as possible so that this ministry center can be right now a hope center for people in need. They can get shelter. They can get food, meals there. They can have a place of a safe haven, a place of hope, of love, of care. And so God is doing incredible things, even in this desperate situation.
I'm sure you have 100 stories to tell, but share with us a story about the people you met and shared with and ministered to that was especially touching to you.
In Antakya.
Excuse me for interrupting. We would also know that as Antioch, wouldn't we?
Yeah, sure. Back then, 2,000 years ago, It was Antioch, the first church mission base for Paul and Barnabas. And this is the same city. Today, they call it Antakya. And when I was there, I was shocked by the response of our brothers and sisters. They suffered themselves. The pastor and his wife, they could run out of their house, and they saw how these big buildings are collapsing in front of their eyes. Their house is safe. A house right and left to their house is safe. Everything else collapsed.
Okay, wait a minute. Our building under construction is safe, and the pastor's house is safe.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And the moment they run out of their house, people started to come to them. A woman without shoes, in her pajama, the wife of the pastor went in, brought her own clothes to give it to her. There were people there that were wounded, were bleeding, and so that they helped. Like from the very first second, they were there to help people.
And these people that we're helping are not just members of the congregation or even Christians. They're anybody who needs help. Is that right?
Right. Anybody who comes there. Two things that really touched me. They started a campfire in front of their house. It's like on the street, started a fire, and people were coming there because it's warm. They got a cup of tea, and they're together. They're not alone. And around this fire, they hug each other. They cry. Sometimes they're just silent, sitting next to each other. They're talking there, trying to get some comfort in their depressing situation with losing family members and losing their home and losing everything. So I call it, when I saw it there, I called it a fire of hope.
The fire of hope.
Of hope, especially when it's dark, then like no electricity, no light, nothing but the fire is burning and people are coming there. And it doesn't matter who you are, you're just sitting there. And I was honored. I was honored to be part of the group that is sitting around the fire, just being there. And then another thing they set up, a tent with a stove inside, so people can get in, they can sleep there. There are some mattresses, there are blankets, they can get a cup of tea, they can get soup in there. And this is a tent of hope.
What is the weather like there right now when you were there?
Oh, very cold. We have -minus degrees Celsius in Turkey, snowing, raining, and it's very cold. I was freezing myself, and I had like a good jacket and I had good clothes on, but I don't know how people live there. A lot of people don't go back to their houses.
They can?
They can't. So they put mattresses on the sidewalk of the street, put a campfire, and are living on the street right now. But what really impressed me is the response of our brothers and sisters there. From the very first second, helping people. Fire of hope, tent of hope. It's chai, tea of hope, soup of hope. But each connection to the brothers and sisters is full of hope. When we were walking in Antioch through the city, they're like bringing food to different people. Everybody knows the brothers and sisters. And they're just saying hello. They're trying to somehow express their appreciation, their gratitude to them. And it is a big opportunity to be light and salt in that situation right now in Antakya.
We could go on for hours because you have wonderful stories, and I wish we could, but how can we help our brothers and sisters who are helping the people who are ravaged in that town? What can we do? Prayers, and specifically, what can we do to help? What is Bible-Mission doing? You've told us what Bible-Mission is doing. How can we help Bible-Mission help those people?
Yeah, 3 things. First of all, prayer.
Yes.
When I was talking with the pastors, they told me, please pray. That we need strength, like it's 24/7, serving people, helping, being with people. We need strength. And right now, it's there for a week running it. And they said, please pray for wisdom. What shall we say? Shall we be silent? How can we help people? How can we give comfort? How can we point towards Jesus? So prayer is very important. The second thing is they need supplies. They need tents. They need stoves. They need blankets. They need clothes. They need food to serve to people. It's not a mass distribution. We are creating these tents of hope where people can come in. And in the tent of hope, there will be a conversation. There will be a prayer. There will be chai and soup and all that kind of things. So we will continue to bring supplies there so that our brothers and sisters can minister. And the third thing is the not finished construction of the ministry center in Antakya. The pastor said to me, 6 months ago, God allowed us to start with the construction. He knew that 6 months later our city will be destroyed.
Except for?
Yeah, it's like, why? But he said, I trust God, His sovereignty. I trust God, He has a plan. And I trust God, He will do in our region something very, very special. I want to be here. I want to be part of God's work. And so the third thing is we want to finish this construction as soon as possible. Of course, right now, the city needs to be cleaned up, and right now, like the focus was like on the earthquake and on the people. But we want to finish it as quick as possible, that this ministry center can be a hope center for the people in Antakya.
Or people in the United States who are watching this, if you want to help, prayers and encouragement, but you can also go on to our website, BibleMissionGlobal.org. There's a donate button, and if you go to that, there will be a place that you can check Help Turkey, and I will make sure that those donations are set to be used by Bible Mission for supplies, construction, whatever is necessary. But most of all, pray. Pray that the God of the universe, the creator of all, will have mercy, will give us wisdom, will give Gerhard and the brothers and sisters wisdom and comfort and strength and hope. Thank you, Gerhard. God bless you. And thank you, Bible Mission.